James Degale destroys Marco Antonio Periban in 3 rounds. Degale dominated from the outset. He was the sharper fighter. He came forward at the opening bell and he let Periban feel the power in his punches. And Periban didn't really seem to have too much hunger for battle after he felt what Chunky had to offer by way of a few right hooks and left hands. And he pretty much went into retreat and Chunky did whatever he wanted to do for the rest of the fight until the stoppage in the 3rd round. It was a curiously docile and unambitious performance by Marco Antonio Periban, who's normally a very, very spirited fighter and who has never been stopped before. All the fights that he's lost, I believe he's lost 2 or 3 fights now. Well, this will be the 3rd or 4th fight he's lost. But prior to this, the fights that he'd lost, he was very competitive in. They were all tough, competitive fights. No one has ever just walked through him the way that James Degale did. The commentators, I think it was Jim Watt, said that Periban looked a bit fleshy, that he'd had to lose weight during the week of the fight, that he maybe hasn't trained 100%. And you have to take that type of observation and criticism on board and put it into context when you look at this performance. But certainly on paper, Periban was a very, very tough fighter. And Carl Froch actually said post-fight, he said, Periban didn't look great, you know, in terms of his conditioning, and he's coming off losses and he's only ranked 20th in the world or something like that. But prior to the fight, Carl Froch was saying this is James Degale's toughest opponent so far. This is what Carl Froch was saying. Now, if he's saying that this is Degale's toughest opponent so far, then that means it's tougher than George Groves, isn't it? Isn't that what Carl Froch was saying? So I don't know. I just found Carl Froch's take on it to be interesting. Me personally, I felt it was a good performance from Degale. I didn't like the way Degale was throwing his left hand. He throws it very wide and very sweeping. His timing is good, so he was able to get away with it against Periban. But against other fighters, they might be able to read that shot because it has too much of a loop on it. I'd like to see him throw that left hand a lot straighter. And he's been looping it for a long time. It's nothing new. But I'd like to see him throw it straighter. But generally speaking, Degale did what he does. He's definitely punching with more power now, though. I would say that. He's definitely punching with more power now. This is the 2nd time in a row now where he's taking out a guy in style like that in the 3rd round with good, hard shots. So, good performance by Chunky Degale. Whether or not he's going to get the credit for this fight based on Periban's lack of hunger for battle or perceived lack of conditioning, I think that's neither here nor there, to be honest with you, because he's going to fight for the world title next anyway. He definitely deserves to fight for the world title, and he's going to fight for it in his next fight anyway. So regardless of what you felt about Periban in the ring, Degale is world level. He does deserve to fight for the IBF title, and he's going to fight for it in his next fight. So we'll see whether that's going to be against Carl Froch or the next available contender. Whatever the case may be, James Degale is going to be in a world title fight very, very soon. So drop your comments below. Let me know what you felt about this performance by Chunky. How do you think you'd fare against Carl Froch or any of the other guys in the top 10? Did you see improvements there with Degale in terms of his punching power? What do you feel about his technique? How do you feel about that looping left hand that he throws? Do you agree with me that he should throw it straighter? Drop your comments below in the comment section and let me know how you feel. This is Hatman. I'm out.